let's talk about science. We have so many amazing books covering this subject, some that are very general and some that are very specific. So let's dive in. All right, here is a one-stop shop here for everything that you can possibly think of for science. This is the Usborne Science Encyclopedia. This is a massive resource. It is full of information about physics, chemistry, biology, information technology, earth sciences, astronomy, and much more. It includes over 2,500 scientific terms, and it has 1,500 illustrations and diagrams. There are over 140 experiments, activities, and observations to carry out, and it also has a quick reference dictionary defining over 1,500 scientific terms. It has everything that you need. It also has a test yourself question pages, and this is an amazing resource. It also is internet linked. It has over 1,000 recommended websites. So this is a great one-stop shop. Scaling back a little bit, let's talk about getting started with science. This is the perfect book for young scientists just kind of getting started, exploring the world around you, talking about plants and animals, magnets and mirrors, and there are also, of course, some perfect hands-on experiments along the way. Let's talk about 100 things to know about science. Now, this is an amazing series. There's a lot of different subjects that are covered. Science, it has all kinds of cool little nuggets of information in here. The great thing that I like about this one is that you can turn to any page, learn some information, and it's not connected. So you don't have to start at the beginning. You don't have to go in order. You just kind of open and learn as you go. Here's another one that is full of information. This is actually one of my favorite books of all time by Usborne. This is the Children's Encyclopedia. It is full of facts for fact-hungry children. There are links to over 800 websites with video clips, games, homework help, and more. There are QR links that take you straight to the same fantastic websites to view on a tablet or a smartphone. There is up-to-date information on hundreds of topics, maps of the world, flags for every country. There are over 1,500 amazing photographs, illustrations, and diagrams. You can also download quizzes, word searches, and activity sheets to help support all of the amazing information that you learn in this awesome encyclopedia. For young children, when they're talking about science, a lot of times they're also talking about animals. And this is one book by Usborne that I just really, really love. It is a hidden gem that I always like to talk about. This is Usborne World of Animals. This is going to take you through a tour of the animal kingdom. It's going to take you all over the globe. You're going to talk about tiny bugs on the Himalayan peaks to hairy rhinos and the depths of the jungle. The very best of today's wildlife photography combined with fascinating text and links to recommended websites to reveal the magic and wonder of the animal world. Here is the perfect little pocketbook full of science activities. This has a 50 simple step-by-step activities to combine hands-on fun and scientific investigation. This is one of our favorite little activities books to grab and go and learn fun science along the way. Let's dive into some specifics here, and this one is the amazing discoveries of 100 brilliant scientists. And in this book, you're going to dip inside and read the stories of 100 scientists and their amazing discoveries. From atoms to X-rays and from the Big Bang to the internet, brilliant breakthroughs by successful scientists have changed the world, and you get to learn about it all in this book. Another really popular topic for kids to learn about when they're talking about science is the human body, and we have a lot of really, really neat books about how the human body works. This is how your body works, and this is an amazing lift the flap. You can learn about the different organs. You can learn about the heart and the lungs. You can also learn about the brain. That is my favorite as a speech therapist. I love teaching my kids about that. Talk about what happens when you eat food and it goes through your digestive system. And you also talk about growing. Talk about your bones and your muscles. So a ton of stuff to lift and learn in this awesome book. A hot topic these days are germs, and this is one of our very popular books, See Inside Germs. You are going to learn about what are germs, how there are good and bad bacteria, vicious viruses, pesky protozoa, fascinating fungi, and spreading germs. This one is very popular and has a ton of really helpful information in it. Here's another specific topic. Let's talk about atoms and molecules. This is another See Inside book that has over 90 flaps inside, talking about what is an atom, what does the inside of an atom look like. There's a lot of questions and answers answered on these different flaps, talking about what happens when different atoms form molecules and compounds, talking about states, and where do atoms come from. All kinds of stuff, including the periodic table in this amazing book. And speaking of the periodic table, let's talk about the Lift the Flap periodic table book. This has talks about all the 118 chemical elements that make up the periodic table, and it talks about how they are all very different. There are some that are hard, shiny metals. There are some that are soft, dull metals, and everything in between, how the elements are put together and made a part of our life, and also about how the solids, liquids, and gases make up parts of this periodic table as well, and some really interesting stuff about the radioactive elements, all in this super cool book. And before we go on to our next subject, I wanted to talk about this amazing book. Everybody needs to grab it. It is called Lift the Flap Biology. It is just a great overview of all of the different things that you study when you study biology, from animals to our bodies, to all of the tiny stuff, all of the atoms and the bacteria, all about plants, all about animals. Again, what comes together to make our bodies. There's stuff about ecosystems in here, and of course our wonderful planet. It's all covered, very cool looking, and in a very neat way in this Lift the Flap Biology book. Gotta grab this one.